name is Elaine, and I will be talking about the worst day of my life that happened 3 semesters ago on this seemingly ordinary school day. Well, first, I am very clumsy, so a lot of embarrassing things happened to me, but that day was the most dramatic and memorable one out of all the other days. On this day, I woke up to my alarm clock and started rushing to get ready for school. And my bad day started when I walked into this contemporary cinema class that I really had to add that semester. And I started walking up to a student and started talking to him into giving me the ad code because I had mistaken him as the professor because he was in his 50s, bald, and he had this black suitcase next to him. So that was pretty embarrassing because he looked at me really weird after I told him everything, and so did all the other students sitting next to him around us. And so finally I got through the day, and then I drove home exhausted after my night class. That was around 12 midnight when I pulled up into my driveway at my house. So I walked up to my front door and I started fumbling through my purse for my house keys, but I couldn't find it. So I dumped everything out of my purse and it was still not there. So I realized, great, I left my house keys in my house. So I thought, okay, I'll just maybe, I lived by myself at the time, my roommate wasn't home, so I decided to go back to my car and sleep in my car or drive to a friend's house to spend the night. So I got back to my car and I grabbed the door on the driver's side and it was locked, and I happened to peer through the windows and I saw my car keys lying right there in front of me, right on the driver's seat. So now I'm really stranded. I'm locked out of my house, locked out of my car. So I was really desperate to get inside. So I thought my best option was to climb over the wall to the backyard because sometimes the back door is unlocked. But since I'm short, I have to step on something first. So I looked around and I grabbed one of those big tall trash cans and I pulled it against the wall, and then I managed to climb onto that. But the whole time I was making a lot of noises because the rollers on the bottom kept moving and I had to hold on to the trash can really tight so I don't fall. And finally I managed to, I had one leg over the wall and I was sitting on top of the wall with another leg ready to swing over to the other side. And suddenly I was blinded by these bright ass lights, and I looked over to the driveway and I saw 2 cops lined up on the street right in front of my driveway. And I was just so shocked. So at this time I was frozen, like I was in this really awkward position sitting on the wall and 2 a.m. and busted by the cops trying to get into my own house. So I was just really shocked and I couldn't react. So I was still there until the 2 cops came out of the car and told me not to move, just like in movies. So after that, everything happened was kind of like a blur, but basically I got questioned by the cops and I had to show them my driver's license to prove that I lived there. And it turned out that my neighbor across the street, she saw me climbing the wall in the dark and she thought I was an intruder, so she called the cops, even though I lived there for over a year and I saw her every morning before going out to school. And so that was the worst day of my life, and ever since then I always make sure to check that I have all my keys with me at all times.